Good morning, my dear students. Continuing with our discussion on index number, let us see the uses and limitations of cost of living index number. Cost of living index number has got various uses. One of the important uses of cost of living index number is that it enables us to calculate the purchasing power of money. Purchasing power is a reflection of the value of money. Perhaps you must have heard stories from your parents or grandparents about how milk or petrol costs so much more than it did when they were kids. Things were cheaper back then because over the years inflation has reduced to the value of the rupee. This means that the purchasing power of a rupee has gone down as well. When we talk about the purchasing power, we should understand that the changes in the purchasing power of money of a class of people can be measured using the corresponding cost of living index number. If the increase in the price of an item is higher than the increase in the income, there is a decrease in the real income of the earning members, and subsequently their purchasing power decreases. Thus, the cost of living index number is useful to find the actual purchasing power of money and the real income. The purchasing power of money and real income can be obtained by the following formulae. Purchasing power of money is equal to 1 upon cost of living index number multiplied by 100. That's the formula for purchasing power of money. And the formula for real income is income divided by cost of living index number multiplied by 100. Second point as the use of cost of living index number is the cost of living index number for each class shows the real economic condition of the respective class. Hence, this measure is used to suggest the changes in the wages, dearness allowance, bonus, etc. paid to the people of that class. So, the point here is that cost of living index number enables us to know the real economic condition of the respondents or of a particular class of people. Accordingly, their dearness allowance, wages, etc. can be fixed. Third point is the index number measures the effect of retail prices on the cost of living of people. Hence, this index number guides the government regarding the items to be controlled under special acts and the items to be kept for free trade. There are some special items which are distributed following certain government norms and controls, and some other goods are kept for free trade. So this can be decided by the cost of living index number figures. The cost of living index number helps the government as an indicator to frame the tax policies regarding issues like price regulation and fare regulation. Moreover, it is possible to know how the living of people of different classes gets affected by imposing tax on certain items, and the tax policy can be planned accordingly. Government from time to time imposes tax on various items of daily use according to certain calculations and certain estimates, and cost of living index number helps the government to do that. Number 5 is the government agencies and public institutions use it as a base to determine the necessity of special facilities to elevate the standard of living of people of different classes. If the government wants to improve the financial or the purchasing power capacity of a certain section of the people, section of the society, or a particular class of people, government can base their calculations on cost of living index number. So these are the major uses of cost of living index number. Now we proceed to see the limitations of cost of living index number. What are the limitations? Number one is it is not possible to construct one common cost of living index number for all sections of the society. Okay, that means different sections should have a different cost of living index number. Therefore, one common cost of living index number is not possible. Number two, the cost of living index number obtained for a certain class of people in a certain region cannot be used for some other region, even for the same class of people. So if we have located the index cost of living index number for a particular class of people in a particular area or a region, the same cannot be used for another region for the same class of people. That is one limitation. So we need to have different cost of living index number according to the region. The cost of living index number shows the average percentage changes in the cost of living of a certain class. This is not possible to measure, thus it is not possible to measure the changes in the cost of living of an individual. Here we are getting an average percentage change in the cost of living of a certain class of people, not of an individual, and therefore for individuals we cannot make a cost of living index number. Then number 4 is it is necessary to construct separate index numbers for different class of people as well as for different regions. So for different sections of the people as well as for different regions, we need to construct separate cost of living index number. The expenditure of the people of any class depends upon the size of the family, lifestyle, liking, habits, etc. There is no uniformity in the expenditure of all the families of the same class. Different families may have different backgrounds, and their spending on various items may be different, and therefore it is difficult to have a common index number. Its calculation is based on the assumption that the lifestyle of the families does not change in the current year as compared to the base year. In reality, the liking, habits, and choices of people change with time. Thus, it is necessary to conduct family budget inquiry at regular intervals of time and change the items and their weights. So one can say that the consumption pattern of families change from year to year or from one period to another, and therefore we need to have separate calculation of index numbers both in the current year as well as in the base year, and therefore we cannot just depend on one set of cost of living index numbers for all different years. So these are the limitations. So all of you kindly go through these notes and study them well, and learn the formula etc given here. All the best to you.